Hey, welcome back to another live stream from Anime EXPO Lite. We are here talking about Demon Slayer Mugen Train, but before we get to that, Justin, why don't you tell us what's going on during AX Lite on bluefinbrands.com?
Oh my gosh, we have all sorts of fun deals and bundles and awesome action figures. We got Captain Ginyu, who's SHF. It's on sale for $50 right now. Very awesome deal. You also have the Swordfish 2 from Popnika and Tamashii Nations. It's actually, I think it's 7.9 inches. It's die cast. It's beautiful, and it's only $40. It's half off. It's an incredible
Ooh.
deal. If you're a fan of the NX Edge, we have two for $55. And then just below that, you can see we also have the Figure Arts Mini, which are three for $50. So incredible deal right there. Very
Awesome.
excited. Yeah.
That is a fantastic deal. And we wouldn't want to be talking about Demon Slayer without an amazing giveaway. AJ, do you want to talk about the amazing, ultimate, ultra, mega, super great Demon Slayer giveaway?
Yeah, sure. Like if you go to bluefinbrands.com/contest, you can enter to win these amazing prizes. There is one winner though, so whoever that winner is, you are lucky to win the Proplica, these F-Zeros, these minis,
And
and these cool
a
little
model kit.
a model kit, and these little
Ooh.
Shogun ones that David has put all over his mic. The whole cast there.
We're playing a fun game of how long will these stay up there. The number is not high.
2 minutes.
They have already fallen once. So yeah, if you're watching along at home, there will be spoilers. We will be talking about the recent Demon Slayer movie. It is available to stream in the US. So if you have not seen it and don't want to be spoiled, now might be a good time to click off and come back. But if you're like Justin and just don't care about spoilers, you can come on board. Or if you've seen it, we'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. What you thought of it. If you loved it, you hated it. Hopefully you didn't hate it. It was pretty good. And what your favorite parts were. So I guess we'll start off with just kind of first impressions. Justin, you like myself are new to the Demon Slayer franchise. We kind of binged it recently. What did you think of the film? Was it a nice kind of postscript to the television show? Did it feel like one long episode? What were your initial thoughts?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It did feel like a long episode, like just sort of an arc all just kind of crammed into one thing. But it was great. It was intense. I had a lot of action, a lot of blood, guts, gore, and teeth. A lot of teeth and hands and grabby hands. The grabby hands grab all that they can. It was gnarly though, and lots of blood. It was a bloody show. Not gonna lie. Yeah.
Like in a British way, like that's a bloody show.
Yeah, just a lot of blood flying around and splattering, and it was intense. But I definitely enjoyed it.
Awesome. Mr. Clark, I think you've read the entire manga
have.
run. What was your expectation going into it? Did this seem like the proper arc to turn into a film as opposed to having it be a couple episodes in the show? And what were your overall thoughts on the presentation that was Demon Slayer Mugen Train?
Yeah, I thought it was a good choice to make it a movie. I like the fact that it's canon more than some other animes that make movies that are just nonsense. So I thought that was good, but it was fire. I thought it was gonna be fire. I came in and I was not disappointed at all. It was very emotional. I saw it twice in theaters, and both times like the theater was like quiet at the end, except for the occasional sob.
The one person.
Yeah, so it was really good. Yeah.
Nice. And then AJ, what are your thoughts? You've also read the manga, so did this live up to what you were hoping? And when you were reading the manga, did you think like, oh, this would be for a cool movie?
I did not think it. First, I was like, "It's gonna be a movie." Wow, surprising. But it lived up to it. I think as a movie, it is exactly what I needed. It's not like the arc isn't too long, so a movie was exactly what it was. And like Clark, I watched it in theater, and I knew it was gonna happen. I was just waiting for the audience reaction for it, and I did get to hear a couple like, "What? No." Like a sniffle or
Right,
two. And
exactly.
I was like, all right, that's exactly what I wanted. My money for this movie went far and beyond.
Did you shed one perfect tear?
For one perfect tear, I did for my boy Rengoku.
Hey, I got close. What got me was when he saw his mom and he said that he did a good job. I'm like,
I did it for you. I shed the tear for you.
I appreciate it. It was close. I was like, no, hold it in, David. Hold it in.
Somewhere out there,
When,
AJ's
when
ready to
Tanjiro's
learn.
little brother's like, why you want to leave us?
Oh.
Come be with. I'm like, what are you doing to me right now? Are you kidding me? I felt way worse watching this movie about the slaughter of Tanjiro's family than I did during the actual series itself. Just seeing them all like, why do you want to leave us?
Yeah.
You know,
Rough.
they make you relive it over and over again.
Over
where
and
you're-
over again.
Yeah, you're
And
just
then you
like,
have to like kill himself
why?
to get out of it, bro. It's
Yeah, that's pretty hardcore to snap out of the slumber that he had to just keep slitting his throat over and over and over. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, this is violent.
Yeah, I don't like that.
yeah.
No, and I'm with you, Justin. I don't like hands with eyes. And,
Ugh.
we get that a lot in anime.
Yeah.
And my hands are like I washed my hands and I feel like they're dirty. I can't imagine having like an eyeball there or a mouth.
All right.
Yeah.
The good thing is he's dead now.
All right, well, I'm gonna just wipe away the one I drew recently.
Yeah.
Right, we just went through a pandemic with hand sanitizer being at a minimum, and it's nuts. So Justin, did you the series ends with him kind of getting on the train? I guess when you were first started watching Demon Slayer, did you think it was in an era where there were trains, or did you think this was something happening like the 1700s?
Right. So I think the first time I had that awakening was when Tanjiro got to town and he got to see the big bad for the first time. And there's like well-dressed people and somewhat modern clothes, I guess you could say. I was like, what? Like, is that a
Right.
car
Last
that just
Samurai
drove by?
kind of
Like, what?
thing.
Yeah, what am I looking at here? This is crazy. So if had I missed that episode, then I would have been totally blinded by that. But I remember that being sort of like a revelation. I was like, oh my god, I thought this was like 400 or 500 years ago or something. But
It's like The Village.
yeah,
Right.
not the case. Yeah.
Shyamalan all over again. Now, David, did you read the manga before you watched the show?
No, so I watched the show and was so excited after the series or the first season ended. I'm like, I'm not waiting. That's ridiculous, and that's not happening. So then I read the whole manga.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
Yeah.
Like, whenever you get like to a show that you really like,
Right, gotta keep
and
going.
you're just like, it stops here.
Right.
I got to continue. Where am I on the chapters?
Right,
I
exactly.
think it's finding which chapter you're on that
Right.
matches with is the hardest
It's
part.
funny whenever like a season ends, like Demon Slayer, you type in at what point in Google, and then it says, "Does Demon Slayer catch up to the manga?" Like it auto fills in. Like that's what everyone's searching right now.
My phone's a smartphone.
It's a very smart. It's scarily smart. Actually.
Yeah.
Now, the Demon Slayer manga is over, right? Like
Correct.
we've reached
Yeah.
the conclusion.
Yeah.
What percentage through the manga is Mugen Train? It
Hmm.
ends is it like a quarter, third, 10%?
I'll say like maybe around a half-ish.
Really? We
Almost.
still gotta go to like the
Well, 'cause
village.
well, we can't. Let's not say the arc. I don't want to say the arcs out loud, but like we're kind of
Title arc is over.
The Tanjiro murder arc.
so like that final arc is kind of heavy. Kind of
Yeah, that should be a movie.
a movie or maybe two movies.
Okay,
Yeah, maybe two.
sure.
Maybe a little bit before the halfway mark. Maybe. I would
Yeah.
say.
So would you say maybe we have like 2 seasons left, with not counting any filler they'd want to put in?
I think they could do 2 or 3, maybe.
I'm hoping for like a couple more and stretch it out, milk it as much.
I mean, I don't want it to be stretched too thin because
Yeah.
I don't want it to get like terrible, but I think to do it justice, maybe 2 or 3.
Sure.
Yeah, seasons. Yeah. And
Now, would you recommend that people skip ahead and read the manga, or do you think they should just wait to see it animated?
read the manga because like the movie, like even though I knew what was going to happen, the movie still hit really hard.
Yeah.
So it was still
I
good.
think I told one of our friends over in Chicago that like there's something about reading a manga and then thinking about like the music that the show has put on there, and then as you're reading, you start to fill it in where you're like, oh wow, now I'm reading this, but it has the background music that the anime has,
Right.
and then once it goes into an animated form, and you're like, it's exactly how I thought.
Yeah.
It's kind of like it's well deserving once you read it, and you're like, oh cool, it's exactly what I thought. I can't wait for
Right.
reading the next part and seeing what it looks like.
Yeah,
So I
definitely.
remember when a character died, and I'm like, "Well, didn't you read the manga?" And you're like, "Yeah, but I wasn't prepared to see it."
Yeah,
in an anime
exactly.
form.
Knowing it and seeing it happen are 2 different
Mhm.
things.
It's like the Red Wedding for Game of Thrones. I remember
Right.
I was like counting the days, I'm like, yeah, we're gonna murder a bunch of Starks, and then as it was coming, I was like, I don't know if I'm ready to watch it.
Like, background music really plays into it, like the tonality, and you're like,
Right.
it's really happening. I can't know. It's not okay. I saw it. Okay, we're done. Whew.
Right.
One
It's like
big
when
shed
you
tear.
it's like when you're like at a theme park and you're about to get on like a scary roller coaster,
Uh-huh.
and you know you're gonna ride it, but it's just when it's like you're next, you're just like, oh my god, this is
Yeah.
gonna happen.
Yeah,
this
it's
is gonna
especially that
happen."
climb, like, and then like they
Climb.
pause. You're like,
Oh.
oh, why did I get on this?
Yeah.
As soon as you hear that click, click, click when they shoot you in, because until then it's all like a theoretical, right? Like I'm going to
Yeah.
write this, and now it's like I am on this, and there's no way off.
Yeah,
I
there's no
always
way
dread it
off.
at the top of the drop. It's like, oh, I should not be. Here.
Yeah.
I
It's like,
have made a
is it
mistake.
too late to get off?
Yeah,
Yeah.
mistakes have been made.
Now, Justin, we're used to so many animes having like hundreds, if not thousands, of episodes, and it's just so hard to catch up. Did you find it kind of refreshing that you were able to get onto Demon Slayer near its genesis, so you didn't have to have so much homework and you can kind of experience it while the rest of the world experiences it?
Yeah, absolutely. I was pretty pumped when I found out that there was only like 24 episodes. I think my first exposure to Demon Slayer was when we were at like Anime NYC, and I just kept seeing all these green robe people walking around. I'm like, what is going on right now? It's Casual Friday, and I don't understand. And once I found out that it was an anime, and then I tuned in, and I honestly, the whole binge culture just got me, and I plowed right through it. I couldn't stop, couldn't put it down. And if I had to wait like each week, I probably would have been a little bit frustrated, to be honest with you. So when season 2 finally does come, I'm sad about I'm happy, but I'm sad at the same time because I certainly don't want to wait. I want to watch it as it's all airing, but definitely pumped to be like on the ground floor as opposed to like what we compare to like One Piece or even like Dragon Ball Super or Dragon Ball Z. It's just hard to go back from the beginning when there's so much to watch. So.
Now, David, with like American animated like cartoons and stuff like that, like The Simpsons or something like that, when you go from episodic to movie, there's a noticeable jump in quality because of budget and stuff like that. Did you notice a difference in the quality between the episodes versus the film?
Not too much, no, because Demon Slayer, the anime, at least to me, it seems like it was always kind of high quality.
Mhm.
Like, so it just seemed like they just kind of scaled it up. Like maybe there's a little bit more usage of like like 3D or CGI and the big monster dude, but for the most part, it's the same great quality, which really speaks to I think it's a UFO table, right?
Yeah, really.
That like everything they do is just always just really good. So they don't really have to do the jump in quality; they just always bring quality.
Now, AJ is our resident dream warrior from Nightmare on Elm Street. This film dealt a lot with dreams and like kind of wish fulfillment and stuff like that. Of the dreams we saw, was there one that kind of stood out between the characters?
Yeah, for sure. I think it's one is definitely Inosuke's, where everyone is dressed up as animals, where they had like Neziko was, I think it was like a mouse or someone was like
Like a bunny.
something
bunny.
like bunny. And then the after one was Zenitsu's, where it's literally like the person who invaded his dream is not a female, and he was not ready for it. He was not happy, and he was after that person for being in a dream with that has supposed to have Nezuko, but had a guy in there, and Zenitsu don't fly like that.
There's a rooster in the hen house.
Yeah.
He was not happy.
Yeah, he didn't like that. What about you, Justin? Was there a particular dream sequence that got you kind of excited, either one way or the other?
Yeah, so I like the Inosuke's as well. It's like, when did this turn into like Super Mario Brothers? Like, when it's
Yeah.
like
They
Tanuki,
got the
like,
little superpower.
yeah, I was just like, what is going on? But one of my favorite things about Demon Slayer is when the animation does do that noticeable change and they have like crazy eyes and like weird expressions on their face. And so his entire dream sequence was akin to that. And I thought that was kind of cool. I was digging that.
Yeah, AJ, you were talking about the Nezuko Figurehead Zero, which is in front of you, that comes with those like those fun like dotted eyes that Nezuko sometimes has, and it's
right here. Like if you can put like right on this, there's like a little dot of her eyes, like right there, somewhere there. But
yeah, it's just a fun touch for the figure.
It's adorable.
cute.
Which you can win at bluefinbrands.com/contest.
You can. You could take this and everything else that we're giving away for Demon Slayer.
I think the Mega House Demon Slayer figures are like that too.
Yes,
They're really cute
they're
looking.
very cool.
Yeah.
Very mega house.
What do we know about Mega House?
Stuff and things coming soon.
Yeah.
TBD, right?
TBD.
To be determined. Coming soon.
Determined.
Awesome. Now, David, what were they called? What was the things they were trying to penetrate? The little orbs. What were they called? They weren't like souls.
The Dream Core, I
The
think.
Dream Core. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
We got to see some unique environments. Tanjiro's was so beautiful. Was there one that kind of stood out to you? That
Actually, it was Tanjiro's, because the thing I liked about it was that like the little soul versions of him took the dude that was trying to kill him to the core because he was looking for it, which is a very apt way to describe Tanjiro. Like, even though he knows you're trying to do something bad, he kind of wants to help you. You know how he's always so merciful to people. So I thought that was pretty
He's
cool.
a nice boy.
Yeah, I
even
mean,
his soul.
like, the guy was so touched. He's like, I can't commit murder now.
Yeah.
The murderer. You know you did something right when the murderer feels bad because you were helping him. It's like,
Right.
oh yeah, come on, I'll help you out.
It was pretty cool though in Rengoku's dream when the girl pierced with a little ice pick thingy and
Yeah.
cut through the wall and then was sort of walking through the fiery landscape.
Mm.
That was pretty nuts.
Yeah.
And then she went to kill it, and
Yeah, he just like grabs her by the throat. Like, I don't think so. Not
No,
today.
no.
Right, no.
Now you mentioned Rengoku. Do you think we should talk about him a little bit? What's your nickname? Is he Hairband?
He's hairband, yeah.
Justin has names for all of them, and none of them are the official canonical names.
Sorry. No, he's great, man. I think that first opening with him where he's just plowing through just like demons and just cutting off heads and seeing all the fiery action, I think that was pretty cool. And I mean, it's a train full of people and no one's getting hurt except for the demons, so that's pretty awesome.
Right, because Sandro's like, I could probably take 2, and he's like, I'm gonna take the first 5 cars.
Right.
Yeah.
You take these 2,
Yeah.
I'll take everything else.
Just playing it cool the whole time.
He's like so fast, and then like even Inosuke is like, oh man, he's really cool, and I just want to admit to it.
Yeah, he's like, he's telling me what to do, but he's
so
really
much-
cool doing it.
so much
So
stronger than-
yeah, he's great. He just larger than life, and I think that what's cool about that is that the 3 of them got to see, it can fuel their potential basically. Like they can aspire to be as awesome as Rengoku.
Right, because spoiler alert, there may be an opening in his organization.
Oh, sad.
They're hiring.
Yeah. Well, what
Yeah.
about you, David? What any thoughts on Mr. Rengoku?
I mean, like his character is really awesome. He gives me a lot of like mentor vibes. Fortunately, it was very short lived, but no, he was really good. I liked his backstory. Like so the moment with his mom almost got me. It was very very close.
Almost.
Got
But-
me.
But you don't want to short circuit.
No, of course not. But I did like kind of what his death brought out in Tanjiro when he was frustrated at the end, saying, "We always fight you on your terms," blah blah. That's gotta be that's some real frustration that I'm sure every Demon Slayer feels. Like, yo, y'all can regenerate. We have to fight you where you're strongest. This sucks. And even then, like, if Kaza didn't have regen, I'm pretty sure he would have taken that L.
Sounds like something losers say.
Winners go home with the prom queen, right?
Don't worry,
Come on.
he gets his. Don't worry.
Gets his comeuppance.
He gets his.
Yeah, so we got to see our first demon, with the hand and all that stuff, and then
Yeah.
became fused with the train. Did you like that, AJ? Did you like, after it looked like the Tanjiro had defeated the demon, he kind of went sneaky style, and then he became part of the train?
Became
Thomas
like
the Tank
so yeah, it
Engine
became
thing?
like an evil Thomas the Tank. I think even though again, being animated, it is a lot more scarier than it is like on page. I'm like, oh, whoa, this is cool. But then as soon as it gets animated, ooh, I don't know if I like this. But I accepted it for what it was, and I think as someone who's drawn and animated myself, like it gave me the exact emotions I want out of it, and I think you guys feel the same way. You're like, oh, grabby hands, no thank you.
Yeah.
It's great,
No
great, bro.
thanks.
And with all the eyes too, when he just kept flashing on him
Yeah.
and falling asleep and had to keep cutting his head off or whatever.
It was really
Honestly.
funny though. Like
Yeah.
he couldn't get Inosuke because he didn't know where to look
Yeah,
because
right.
of the boar's head. He's like, "Where are his eyes at?"
Yeah, that was great.
Need Inosuke to save him. Now, what about when he took part of the train, David, and like the neck was like the coupler or something like that? Did that track for you? Did that work for you, or are you more a fan of the traditional, bipedal
No,
demons?
I thought it was cool. It was hella gross though. So I was like, "Oh, this is neck." They kept cutting open and they kept regenerating. But like that scene was really well done.
like
though.
the
you could
insides
feel
of the train.
urgency. Like it was pretty good.
Yeah, the insides of that train, oh man, like everyone's like sleeping on whatever is like soft
Right.
tissue
Yeah.
and whatever
It's
it could
purple
be.
goo.
It's purple goo.
Also, the people on that train that survived, they are never ever gonna ride Amtrak.
Yeah, I'll take
ever.
horses from here.
They are.
Guys.
I will walk the rest of my life. I went on one train and they tried to eat me.
me and my pony are gonna make it over the mountain. We're not taking
Right.
the train anymore.
And then, of course, Justin, in true anime fashion, there's always a bigger fish, and we got the super mega demon. What did you think of that?
Yeah, so he was actually pretty cool. I liked how he saw that Rengoku was pretty much a badass and was like, man, I could party with this guy, and I like that because so many of them are just so like sadistic and just want to hurt people, whereas he had kind of a weird way about him where he was like, I like the cut of this guy's jib, and I kind of want to be a part of him. And it was really gnarly when as he was punching and just getting his hands like chopped off and blood was splattering everywhere. But he was just like smiling and being all crazy town banana pants. But
Right.
I liked him a lot. He was probably one of my favorite demons so far in the show. I liked the Spider Family. They're one of my
Yeah.
favorites too.
Mm.
But he was pretty gnarly, and it was cool to see like a super powerful demon in
Yeah,
action.
like the upper moons.
Yeah,
those upper
he's-
moons.
he's
they,
number
they don't
three,
play
right?
around.
Yeah, he's
Upper-
three.
Upper
Yeah.
Moon 3, yeah, they get more intense from there.
And he was the first upper moon we saw, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
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 Think
But
that-
there's more. It's 5 more. At least. What about you, David? Were you excited to finally, as someone who read the manga, to finally get your first animated glimpse at someone in the upper moons?
Yeah, no, I thought it was cool. The fight was really good. I also really enjoyed when Akaza was panicking because
Mhm.
he realized, oh snap! Like even though this dude is dying, I am in very real danger of being killed myself by the sun right here.
Yeah,
you
like
know?
as soon as that sword got
Yeah.
stuck onto him, he's like, I can't take it out. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
like-
I might die.
It's the realization that it's like, oh no, he found a way around the regen. He's just gonna hold me here. Like that was the look of a man who was about to die. He was
Super glue.
panicking. Yeah,
That was the
he's like,
answer.
oh, let me tear my own arm because I'm about to die. Let me let me run. You know.
I like it when he was yelling at Tanjiro too. He's like, "What is up with this kid?" He's like, "I'm not running from you. Get out of town, man.
Right?
The sun's coming." I thought that was pretty great. They all have so much personality, which is great
Yeah.
about the show.
Yeah. So AJ, was this fight with the upper moon, was it your favorite battle of the series, or where does it rank as far as the best battles for Demon Slayer?
This is definitely on the high end of it. I think the fight with the Spider Family, where Tanjiro uses his fire dance, right?
Death of Fire God.
The
Yeah.
Kagura one. I think that one's definitely like on my top level of like animation and fights. But this one again, just again being super fast, like in any anime where you're like super fast and you're like, I think what it's Inosuke is like, oh wait, I can't even jump in because if I do, it's just gonna hurt Rengoku. Like we're
Right.
slowing him down. I'm like, oh no, it's got to be the 1-to-1 fight, and definitely those 1-to-1 fights really impact me really much with those. And poor Rengoku.
R.I.P.
Oh.
Sad face.
Get a rip in the chat.
Yeah, we had
F
F
in
in
chat.
chat. Yeah, we got
Chat.
big F in chat.
So Justin, same question. Their Demon Slayer has had so many great fights. AJ mentioned the Spider Family with like the cool little web that chopped you into little pieces. Where does the final fight with Rengoku rank for you as far as the battles in Demon Slayer?
Yeah, it's pretty high up there because I wasn't prepared for the ending that we got. He struck me as sort of the everything's going to be okay, Goku's on the scene kind of vibe, and when he just wasn't fast enough to execute him, or even when he's chopping off limbs, but it doesn't matter because they do just keep growing back. I'm not really a nail biter, but I was definitely biting my nails during that scene, so it was pretty intense. And I think as much as I love the Spider Family, because it was broken up across like 6 or 7 episodes, it was kind of you had moments to breathe, whereas with this one I was just like on pins and needles the whole time. I'm like, oh my god, what's gonna happen? I don't want anything bad to happen. I don't like this. Fast forward, let's get to the end so I know what's happening. But it's probably my favorite fight.
Nice. Did you think that Rengoku was not long for the world? Did you think he was going to go out like this, or you mentioned Goku's on the scene? Was there a certain point within the fight where you're like, oh yeah, he's not making it?
Yeah, so when he sort of cranks it up to 11, when he's like just before like those last little fatal blow type things, I thought something was going to happen to where it would have wounded what's the demon's name?
Akaza.
Akaza. Yeah, I thought he was going to back away. But that ended up not happening. But he definitely cranked it up a notch. He starts doing all of his different techniques and forms, and I was like, okay, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. And then, surprise,
It wasn't okay.
Surprise.
anime.
okay.
Yeah, like, even with like how Inosuke Zenitsu and like Tanjiro felt like after knowing like what happened, they're like, just them crying again.
Right.
This is where that big shed tear happened. I'm like,
Yeah.
man, I'm in public, but F it. I'm sure someone else down below is also putting tears because I sat up at the very top where I'm like, no one else is behind me, so it's just gonna be me by myself, and all of you guys will
Right.
never know.
You're
Yeah.
watch it in your house. No one can see you. Or watch it in the rain. No one can see you crying. When
There
you're
you go.
That was an Ernest P. Worrell
There
thing.
you go.
But it is interesting when someone else starts crying, then it kind of opens up the waterworks, right? Like I
Yeah.
could be watching a cooking show, and then this nice chef is explaining why they made this dish, and it's because their mom or something. Then they start crying, then I'm like, then I start crying a little bit. So it's just one of those things. Like you just kind of connect with them on some sort of human level, and it was definitely an emotional ending, as you said.
Like stupid allergies.
Yeah.
Right.
Diamond
Onion
Dallas
ninjas.
Page allergies. Now, for the manga readers, David and AJ, how faithful was this to the manga? Has the series in general been incredibly faithful, and this particular film and arc, has it been very, very, very? Just completely lost the word I was going to use. Very faithful, or was there plenty of kind of liberties taken for the sake of animation?
I think going off memory, I think so far Demon Slayer as a whole has been very, very good. Like to being faithful to the manga, like it's really good. Like I would use this as the example. This is how you transition a manga to anime.
Yeah,
Just watch Demon Slayer and then just go do that for your manga.
Yeah, it's like creative freedom. No, dude, just follow it book like page by page.
Right.
Do the in betweens as you need,
Right.
but the story's already there, written for you.
Right.
No need to change anything up. No need to make those fillers
Just
for
make them
you.
look pretty.
Yeah.
Now, is that how you like your mangas? Because there's kind of two schools of thought. Like one is, you want a faithful recreation. You want almost like a shot-for-shot recreation of the manga that you fell in love with. And the other would be, I love the manga. I have the manga. Maybe give me something slightly different, but in the same vein. Are you guys very much, you want the one-to-one recreation?
Well, for the most part, I'm like that. Like I would like the anime to improve upon the manga for most mangas, but Demon Slayer is not one of those mangas. It was just like I'm like, oh, good, yes, this. Just do this. Don't try and be like, oh, well, I want to add. No, don't add. Like it's been written.
Yeah, like,
it's in stone. Go do that.
There's something about that manga itself where it's like it's precise and simple enough for me to follow it.
Right.
Because like there's definitely a lot of manga where like there's a bunch of lines on the page. I'm like, I don't know what happened, but reading it was like, okay, I know exactly what's happening in this scene. So when it gets animated, I'm like, it's exactly what happened on the page. I am perfectly fine with that.
Right.
There was no confusion between transition from the book into the animation, and for me, that's very important.
Right.
Right. And so, Justin, having not read the manga, do you have a sense of where this is going now that we have exited the Mugen Train? Where do you think this is going as a series?
Oh man, I wish I knew. We did get to meet all of the Hashira, so I mean, I want to see them knowing that they can fall like Rengoku did. It kind of ups the stakes a little bit. I thought they were the ones that were going to save the day, but when they're the ones that are getting hurt, it changes things. And so I want to in the next season, I would like to see them sprinkled in a little bit more, as opposed to just our lovely group of our foursome that we have of Inosuke and Tanjiro.
If you want, we can tell you what happens.
Like
right now,
in a
on
nutshell.
screen. I can tell you right now.
Yeah.
Let's get on this train.
Like Tanjiro dies like in the second episode of the second season.
Yo,
Like,
can you imagine?
I think even the beginning of that movie too, like the leader for the pillars, like the guy who can't see, he was like, I feel bad for the children. I'm like, you know what you did? You sent them out to fight these demons, and they can die. And
right.
Yeah. And I was
Pink
like,
eye face. That's
yeah, there you go.
I took the Justin method of renaming these characters.
He's the master.
He's Pink Eye
Oh.
Face.
Master Pink Eye.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
I think that's I can remember his name like that now.
It's just better that way. I mean, because with the Hashira, the nice teacher, the master, he said all their names. They're on screen for half a second, and then that's it. And so you're like, okay, well, I got Beetlejuice, I got Hairband, I got Waterworks.
See, but you know who's Beetlejuice and who's
I hate that I know what you're talking about. Dude. That's the worst part.
You see,
I'm like,
it
I
works.
can see
It's
it
a
in my
good
head.
nickname.
It works.
No, it burns my soul.
I hope other people in chat will now remember that one of
Yeah, right,
one
they're
of the pillars is now Beetlejuice.
Like now, like one day I'm gonna slip up and call them that too. Like probably on stream. Like,
Yep.
I just did.
Or when you have we'll have a meeting with Aniplex or something like
Yeah,
that.
oh,
Like, hey, you guys
no.
gonna make more hairband figures?
Oh no, that would be so.
And they'll be like,
embarrassing.
what?
Beetlejuice?
They'd be like, fire this man.
Yeah. And for once, we can't blame Fran. She's usually the one who gets us in trouble with the naming conventions. Now, assuming, I know we're all very high on it, if someone were not into Demon Slayer yet, they hadn't started, Justin, what could you say to them to try to convince them, like, hey, Demon Slayer is definitely worth checking out?
Yeah, I would just say it's a lot of fun. I laugh, I cry. There's crazy action, and it's really very character driven. There's a lot of different characters, and they all have their moments to shine. And I honestly don't think that there's really a whole lot more you could ask from a series,
Yeah,
and
here's my
especially since it's relatively brand new, you could plow through it all pretty quickly. So
here's my streaming account. Go watch it.
right, yeah,
Watch it now.
honestly,
Yeah.
it's a good one.
Nice. And now, same question for you, David, but with the manga. What would you say for people who have seen the series, who
Mhm.
maybe don't want to wait the year or however long? We don't know when season 2 is going to be around.
Right.
Who don't want to wait that long for season 2? What would you say to get them into the manga, or would you encourage them, if they're anime fans, just to stick and wait with the anime?
I would say do both. I would say read the manga now to sate your curiosity, and also so that you're not spoiled. Don't because the closer we get to the season 2, you're chancing it. You're walking on thin ice here. You're gonna go on the wrong forum, the wrong Reddit page, and then be like, yeah, so this guy dies. Just read it now, just that you're caught up. You know what's going to happen, and then when by the time you're done with that, season 2 should be here.
Yeah, you and I really like to talk about certain things that go way
Yeah.
beyond. We're like, if you're friends with us, be caught up or else.
Look,
Yeah.
I
Or
get,
else,
if
yeah.
the chapter comes out on Friday, if I see you on Saturday, we're talking about it. All right, it is what it is. You had at least 12 hours.
Yeah.
Right. So Mugen Train became the highest grossing film in Japan. Do you think because of the success of the film that Aniplex and UFO Table will want to shift away from the traditional like seasons of Demon Slayer and start to produce more movies? Or do you think maybe they'll start to produce like filler films like we've seen like in the past with like Dragon Ball and stuff like that? Are you concerned that the success of this movie is going to lead to more movies and less series?
Well, what I hope they learn from it is that your series is good, the movie was good, but the movie was good because it was canon content.
Mhm.
Which was a lot of people thought was unique because it's never canon content in anime movies.
Yeah.
So I hope that you do a season and then maybe try and find depending on when you leave off, find parts of the manga that you can adapt into a movie like Mugen Train. Do not make original content. I'm talking to you directly. Just
Well,
do the manga.
What if they involve like the original creative team? Obviously they've told their story and they have
Right.
a beginning and a middle and ending. Would you be happy if the original content creators came and was like, I know you guys love Demon Slayer. There's a finite number of Demon Slayer. Here's a little extra Demon Slayer. Would you be happy with that?
Right.
Or do you not want that because non-canon stuff is just so so
Right.
non-consequence
Well, if the
driven?
writer, if she decides to like do like a backstory for somebody or like an in between, like if she's doing it, then it's
with that,
okay.
Yeah.
It's okay because whatever she does will be canon. If it's anybody else, listen to me. Just do the manga, go home.
Passionate. That's what I'd like to hear from Clark. Passionate about anime.
Would you agree with that, AJ? Do you not want it to venture out into kind of like filler country?
Well, I mean, early 2000s was a lot of filler country, and I've lived there for quite some time. I think if it is again made by her, I'm perfectly fine with it. I don't. I feel like filler country for me is just not my thing. I'm sure other people love it, but for me, it's not for me.
Right.
Yeah.
We don't need more garlic juniors in the world.
We don't. We don't. We really don't.
I don't need like Tanjiro's cousin showing up.
Yeah.
Tanjiro.
His brother from America that we didn't know about.
We've
Hey,
seen one of
cousin.
those
Oh,
before.
I'm
they are all
I'm
dead.
Tanja bro.
Yeah.
He might just become like, oh, our whole family is gone. What did I miss?
My goodness.
Oh, I'm back from my 3-year trip to America. I sure hope
Yeah.
everyone remembers who I am. Oh, and they're dead.
Oh no.
Mugen Train was actually also the #1 movie of 2020.
Whoa.
Not only was it the #1 in Japan, but globally too. I mean, there wasn't a whole lot of competition because of the
Yeah.
pandemic, but that's still a pretty big deal.
Yeah, no,
$500
it's
million.
definitely huge. Yeah,
That's not bad.
That is definitely impressive. So clearly, we all are fans of it. So maybe Justin, we can start with you. What grade would you give Mugen Train and maybe Demon Slayer as a whole? And what is your level of excitement going into the future seasons for Demon Slayer?
Whew, okay, so I would say An A- for the movie, only because the ending made me sad. So it gets a couple of points taken away. And then I would say the series as a whole is an A+. Absolutely love it. And I don't know if there's a number that we can quantify my hype for season 2. Very excited.
Nice. Same question to you, David. And
Mhm.
is your excitement tempered by the fact that you know what's going to happen, or you think you know what's going to happen?
Oh God,
Yeah.
please,
Oh,
please
man,
listen,
filler
listen,
country.
just do the manga. I would rate the movie actually. I'd give it an A+. It was really good. The series as a whole right now, I give it an A+. And no, I am just as excited as I would be if I didn't read the manga. I think it's because I know what's coming, and I just can't wait to see how they animate it and how they get from
Mhm.
point A to point B. If anything, I'm more excited because there's certain fights that I'm just waiting for. So super hype.
We can't
Awesome.
discuss that here.
We can't, not
We
yet.
can discuss it after, though.
Afterwards, yeah.
We'll go grab a burger after this and discuss it.
Don't talk about Fight Club.
Yeah, first rule and second rule too. I think the last rule. AJ, what about you? Are you excited for the future, and are your expectations tempered because you know what's happening?
I am super excited for the future. I think so. Lisa has been the one who sang those intros,
Yeah.
right? And she even did the ending song for it, and she's been a great hit for the series. Like whatever she sings, it's golden.
Yes.
So season 2,
Please.
if she and if she's still on it, again, I'm hyped for that. And as far as the movie goes, I think they've said it well. A for the series. Like I don't know about the pluses and minus, but A solid is for me. Definitely one
Check
of those
plus.
series. Yeah, there you go.
That's pretty good.
Some weird symbol I don't know about, but definitely one of those series you should watch and a movie
Right.
you should watch as well because everyone's talking about it.
Right.
Yeah, and if you want to see how excited AJ is for the music in Demon Slayer, go to our TikTok channel at Bluefin Brands, and you can see Mr. AJ, Mr. Justin, of course, Stephen K. James behind the camera, just having the time of their life, rocking out to probably one of the better theme songs I would say in anime.
Sure.
Excuse me.
The music in the movie was actually really good too.
Mhm.
During the battle with Rengoku, it was intense. I
Mhm.
was on pins and needles. Not gonna lie, I was like, Demon Slayer.
Dun, 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 dun.
Get your own theme right there.
Yeah.
We have to talk to Lisa, get you in there. That way I can be like, I
Yo.
know the guy who helped also with opening 2. His
Can
name is Justin.
you
Yeah.
imagine?
So we would love to hear from you guys what you guys thought of Demon Slayer Mugen Train or Demon Slayer in general. Also, let us know what kind of toys and collectibles you'd love to see from Demon Slayer. We have Figure Arts Zeros, we have Figure Arts Minis. Shogun has the amazing Adverge collection, but there's plenty of other brands that we have that don't have action figures for them or figures for them. Let us know what you would love to see. Maybe SH Figure Arts.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Like,
someone say SHF.
I want more Proplicas. Like there's Inosuke's blade, comes with 2. I would want the rock that comes with it to bash to make the jagged edges. That's what I want out of my Proplica.
Oh,
Nice.
oh my god.
Well, do you guys have anything else Demon Slayer you want to discuss before we say goodbye?
Yeah, now that AJ mentions it, that's probably my favorite moment in the whole series is when the Swordmaster is
Mhm.
just beside himself when Inosuke is destroying his swords. That is incredible.
The disrespect.
So
man.
mad at him. What are you doing?
Disrespect. That man put his heart and soul in his blade. Here you go. Awesome.
Bang, bang, bang.
Like, oh my god.
That was so great. I loved it.
Well, awesome. Well, thanks guys for chatting Demon Slayer. And
Sure.
everyone at home, make sure you go to bluefinbrands.com/contest to enter to win all of the amazing Demon Slayer stuff. There are many ways to enter. You can enter daily. I believe it goes through Monday, so you have a couple days to enter. You can do whatever you want. Some involve, following us on social media. Some are going to specific websites or performing actions. So you can do as many or as few as you want. And we will be back at 2 o'clock. We're going to be talking about Sailor Moon. It's going to be kind of a shorter panel, but we will be here talking, and we would love to talk Sailor Moon with you. And make sure you go to bluefinbrands.com for all of our Anime Expo sales. We are having a barn burner of a sale, so check it out, bluefinbrands.com. And until we see you again at 2 o'clock, have a fantastic day. Bye, everybody.
Thank you so much.
Good luck on that